Not a Computer and Other Intelligences by Shannon Mattern is a great book that looks at a city from various different perspectives. So Mattern is an anthropologist, and you can tell from the title of the book that she's using this metaphor to talk about the city and why it's perhaps not a very good metaphor. It's a metaphor that perhaps we really want to believe, and Mattern takes us back to the early days of why we might want to believe we can run a city in the way we can run a computer. And she talks a lot about dashboards and this sort of mentality that we can just know everything by looking at all the dials and the graphs and all the great colors on a dashboard without really engaging with the thing any further than that. And it's an interesting notion that I think was made popular in everyday cartoons like the Jetsons, for example. We have this dashboard of the future, or Star Trek, the command center on the starship. And it's this kind of notion that just by sitting there and having all the controls at our disposal, we'll have a knowledge about something. But as Mattern goes on to explain in the book, it's a very particular kind of knowledge, and it's definitely not a thorough knowledge, especially not for something as complex as a city. So this whole notion of management by dashboard made me think of a very popular management consultant from the 1980s and 1990s named Tom Peters. And Tom Peters talked a lot about this other management style that he called MBWA, management by wandering around. And literally it was about getting up from behind your desk and getting out there into your organization and wandering around and meeting people and finding out what they do. And it's the exact opposite of managing by dashboard. And so that really came to mind as I was reading this book. The other story from this book that I thought was really powerful was towards the end, where Mattern goes into explaining the importance of care and repair work. And this is the kind of work that might be fixing a broken link, cleaning up a data set, maybe doing some content moderation if you're doing something internet related. And it's this invisible work where you're caring for something. It's kind of behind the scenes, and it's generally low paid work. But it's so important to how things run and how things actually get delivered in a world where we think everything is digital, everything is AI enabled, but really there's a whole bunch of people behind the scenes caring for things. And Mattern talks about the importance of that kind of work, especially when it comes to the systems that run our city. So fantastic book by Shannon Mattern, highly recommend it.